and then you believe it. I'm like, number one, where does that come from? And two, why do it's a thought, like, but
what is that costing you?
I love it.
I almost can guarantee that it is going to pique your.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I'm naturopathic Dr. Fiona Chin, co-founder of the Kidney Disease Solution and Kaigenesis. And I am joined again today by the wonderful Nicole Williams from K&I. So I'll just hand over to you. So walk us through, talk to me about adaptive thinking. First off, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, that's a great place. That's exactly where I was going to start. So adaptive thinking is a set of strategies, and it's a way to help us reframe our thoughts so that we can approach a situation in a new, more realistic way. Mm-hmm. It's about applying separate tools, or it's more about applying a different way of thinking about a circumstance or situation. Okay. And it refers to our ability to pivot. I'll use some there. We've all have had a collective experience of needing to pivot a lot in our lives in the last 3 years, right? But, it's just in the word itself, right? It's about the ability for you to be adaptive. But in this case, we're referring to the ability of your thinking to be more adaptive, more nimble. It gives you the flexibility, or it gives you more flexibility, and actually allows you to make a different decision. If you think of looking at something from like a 360 view versus just kind of head on, right? When we fall into some of like those common thinking challenges or patterns that we talked about before, those patterns cause us to think from a very narrow, lasered focus. And adaptive thinking steps back and says, wait a minute, I shouldn't just be looking at it from this place. Let me check this angle, or let me kind of go around the situation or the problem and look at it from a different point of view. And if I take a different point of view, do I have the ability to make a different decision or draw a different conclusion or approach it differently? So there's quite a few different strategies out there. Again, I'm bringing the ones that I think could be most relevant to support the audience that might be listening. The first is called a cost-benefit analysis. And this is going to sound like a business term because it's readily used, right, in business. And that's really listing out all of the good and the bad things about believing this thought that you're having in the moment, right? Again, if we are putting on a more of a business hat, we weigh cost and benefits in a business all the time. Every decision is thought of is, how much is this going to cost me, and what is the true benefit of doing this? But we rarely apply that to our own thoughts. So you're having this thought, you're stepping into this catastrophe thinking. What is that costing you?
I love it.
I almost can guarantee that it is going to pique your anxiety. You're going to notice sensations in your chest, or, butterflies in your stomach, or sensations in your lower back. Like, all of the hormones and things are going to start firing off. Right? That's what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
What would be the benefit of giving yourself a moment to recognize that you're stepping into that catastrophe thinking, and then trying a new thought? The second thing I have on here is to begin to experiment. And this might sound scary, but what I mean is to try on a new thought or a different behavior in response to what has just happened. So as we make changes or begin to change our thought patterns or practice kind of this adaptive thinking, it's important to note that this isn't permanent, right? It's okay to give yourself or remind yourself, right, that you can try different ways of even approaching how you're going to handle your kidney disease.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many things that you can do to support yourself. And what it means to me, an experiment means is that you literally are going to do that. You're going to try something, you're going to see if it works. And guess what? If it doesn't, you don't have to do that again. You could do something different. It's important to be really specific about the facts of a situation, right? Our thoughts are often opinions of a circumstance. I think we've said this before.
That we have thoughts are totally an opinion. And, I'm just going to put this in here. It may or may not be relevant, but where do they even come from? Do you know, sometimes the stuff that drops in, I'm like, and then you believe it. I'm like, number one, where does that come from? And two, it's a thought, but I believe it. And it's amazing. You're right. We just believe these thoughts and opinions and then make them, for want of a better word, like this authority in our lives, and then we stick to them and follow them. But half the time they drop in from nowhere and are completely made up. So I like that this feels like we're now questioning our thoughts.
Exactly. And, a lot of if we have a thought that matches a belief that we were taught, it's really cemented, right? It is planted in the ground. So it's sticking to the facts. And the only thing that are the facts would be the circumstance, right? It can be proven. But many times our thoughts are not. They're just our opinions. So it's asking, is this true? Another way of doing that is even to survey, right? Ask someone else. Oh my gosh, I'm having this thought. Does that even sound like that could be true? Mm-hmm. Right? It's starting to invite others to share, right? And support you in that way.
If you liked the video, make sure you hit like and subscribe, because Nicole has got definitely some more pearls of wisdom to share with us. All right, everybody. Thank you so much, Nicole. As always, thank you. And thanks for being part of our community. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.